Hey again, to Flax and Fiber Friday. I lied. No, I didn't lie. But I didn't think I was going to do a video on the designs of the blue box. But I decided I would because that's what I'm working on. And my last week was filled with a plumbing disaster. I had to jury rig and figure out and fix. So that was time consuming and a little back breaking. Anybody who's done plumbing, climbing under cabinets. So here we have the box container, and it ended up being the same size as the other one I did, so I'm excited about that. This has got just 2 layers of flannel sewn, so this one will really be able to be compact for shipping. And then it has a piece of wood that I covered like a pillowcase and sewed, and then that pops in there to create the stability that I need. So I'm excited about that. I would not have chose flannel if I had thought about it, because flannel wants everything to stick to it. But that's what I had. So I'll pop this out and show you what I'm doing. I had bands that I had woven on the loom that I built. So that is stitched down all around one of the bands that I did, and that was just cotton, a thick cotton, which I'm not super happy with in terms of, you know, how many cards you can use and just the thickness, generally speaking. The reason I put it here is because I did have a couple of thin spots of the felting, so there were little holes, but that's okay. That's design choice. I also have, I don't know if you can see the thread there. Those are holes. That's wood. Both of the ends are wood inside there, a thin plywood. And I am going to be building a handle, and I'm kind of excited about the design. So I put threads through the holes in the wood where I will stitch the handles on, and that way I know where that is and I don't cover it up with my design elements. I went ahead and did a chain stitch instead of a regular old top stitch for the top there. So I have 3 different bands, all done with cottons, and so I'm playing around with the design. I stitched down all the way around on these edges, but then I left this open because I knew I was going to play with sort of a weaving. And because the real thick stuff, it's all but impossible to hem without having bulkiness, I decided what I need to do is I need to weave some more on the ankle loom. Let's see, where's another strip? Well, anyways, I can just use this. And so those ends I will stitch down, and then I will cover with another piece of trim so that I don't have to tuck under the thick ones. And this was done on the ankle loom, so it's not as thick. So I'll be able to stitch that down, and it won't be obnoxiously thick like this would. The thicker stuff that I did on the tablet weaving loom is a lot thicker, so I'm avoiding that. So far, and I think I'm going to do both of the ends in a different design. So I have that stuff left, so I will come up with a new one to do on my ankle. Actually, I have an anklet, so it can't be too big. and that center one there is the green, and that green. And it's not a perfect match with that, but I like it well enough. I was really limited on what I could get, and I actually purchased things for this, so it was crazy. I felt weird to go to the store and buy yarns, but if I was going to hand spin all this and then dye it, that would have taken me all year. So that is it so far, and I will come back when I am done with the designing of this and stitching it all down, and after I've woven another band to go on those edges, because that is the box end. And then we'll do the handle. And so this will come out the day after Thanksgiving. So even though Thanksgiving, today is Tuesday, so Thanksgiving is 2 days away. So I'll say it now and probably say it again. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And I will see you back here in a bit. Well, not a bit for me, it'd be a long bit. Okay, we are back, and I am done sewing, and it was kind of a mother to do because of the fact that that board is there. My fingertips are hurting. I wished I'd had one of those curved needles, but I didn't. So all of that is sewn on. That's where my handles are going. These are the handles that I made with coat hanger wire, which took a little bit of engineering how I wanted it. Since my holes are on the side, I'm going to stitch that down there. I painted beads to kind of look like planets, and I am going to do the same technique that I did on the the jewelry catch-all, and that I am going to felt it. I cut dowels. There's 4 dowels that I wrapped around the coat hanger wire to make it thicker, but also because I thought if there's weight in the box itself, when you pull on this as a handle, that would become bent over time. And then I made it longer and bent them in because I thought that would counteract any pull that might stretch. I could be wrong. But I will go ahead and start doing that felting on this, and because it's not attached, I can do that all the way around. So I will come back with a fast forward on that. All right, back. Um, Something that I thought might happen, so welcome to my mistakes, is that the beads, because I didn't put any varnish on them, the beads were going to lose their paint. So that was one thing that I was aware of, that was a possibility. There's going to be a trouble spot here, So that's something that lets me know I should have used 5 dowels to go all the way across instead of just 4, because it's come away from that, so it's thicker up here. I'm going to see if I can remotely move any of those, because that will, and I probably can't. So I might actually go ahead and cut those. I have a little wood cutter. Um, so I'm happy with that, and I will probably trim off this, I think, because what I'm going to do is take the blue that I already have, the blue wool, and I will be wrapping around to finish that off, and to pull in those loose edges after I cut that. And then I will be trimming that, or I should say heat gunning. I don't know what it is about the blue that I did, but there are far more just loose stray hairs in this felting project than there was in my previous ones. So I will cut this, I will cut these pieces of wood here so that I can really kind of butt up the thread. But then I will also carefully repaint these and then finish them with some sort of sealer. Maybe I have to borrow some from my friend. So I will be back in a second on your time. My time, it'll be a little while because I'm going to do the other handle, finish that up, and then I'll come back and stitch that on, and my box will be done. So again, see you in a few. If I can find my remote, there it is. Hey! So I am finished. I had done a video that didn't come out on stitching one last handle. So I have my handles on, which are pretty funky. You know, they're not as thick as maybe I wanted, but I like them. And I find them very organic, and I repainted my buttons, or my beads there, and I decided to wrap in the green to kind of bring in some of the green there. So what I did was I stitched up through one hole and around and back down, leaving, oh, maybe a little bit over an inch, and did that 3 times, and then went back and wrapped the stem of those threads so that it moves very freely and it's not going to slide off, and I am very happy with it. I need to get my lint roller and clean that all off and get it ready to send off. I am excited. It is all done, and a lot of work, and I learned some new things, so I'm happy. And again, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving yesterday if you celebrate. Mine was great, and I'm thankful for a lot of things. So gratitude is something I try to hang on to every day about the littlest things. So there we go. And thanks for coming by, and have a great day.